How are you all doing? I figured we'd just answer a couple questions today. We got a chipping video today, but I get a lot of questions. I haven't done videos on it, what exactly this is and how it all works in a very long time. It's been a couple years, so there's like 4 more subscribers to the channel, and they kind of want to see what's going on. So I thought I'd make a quick video, and we'll kind of explain what's all going on here in this flail chipper, because a lot of people get confused. A lot of people tell us that we should be running Bandit chippers, and Bandit don't even make a chipper like this. And a lot of people tell us we should be running Petersons. And the reason we run a Morbark is, first of all, the chip quality is really good. And second of all, the world headquarters, the Morbark factory, is seriously an hour and a half away from here. So we can run there and get any type of parts or anything we need right from Morbark. So Peterson's not like that, Precision's not like that, Husky, CBI is not like that. So that's why we're running a Morbark, first of all. And this is a flail chipper. And we'll kind of get into what exactly in the world, why this is different maybe than any other chipper. So the first thing is we're producing clean chips out of this thing. And there's some dirt on them now because I kicked some over it. But you're looking for chips that don't have any bark and no limbs. That's where all this is coming out of. This is taking your bark out right here, and I gotta hook that back up, but we'll do that later. Put my chain back up there. But so we're making clean chips for the paper mill, and it's all these chips get made into cardboard. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're not producing whole tree chips for a burn plant, and there's no burn plant that we can take this bark to. The burn plants in our area are so full of wood, we can't get into any of them because they're just full of wood. So a lot of people say, well, can't you take that to a burn plant? No. You can if you don't want to make any money off it. And if you can't make no money off it, what's the point of doing it? So right now we're spreading that bark out in the woods, and it works out just fine. But so what you got is we got a Cat V12 there that's running the chipper disc, and then here, let's jump up there. I'll give you an in-depth look at the chipper. And it's got a hydraulic pump there that comes off the motor, and it's got one there. That's your loader controls. And that only works when your clutch is kicked in here. So your loader, none of your loader will work as long as your clutch isn't kicked in. And it's just got a twin disc clutch here and a twin disc back there for your flail. And it's got hydraulic pumps off from here and one more on the other side. Some more pump sections there. And boy, it could rain here. It's getting cool. So here's your hydraulic tank, chipper disc, pretty simple. Then you got a feed wheel that goes up and down right here, and you can press down to push wood. It goes through here, hits the chipper disc, it's spinning this way, and throws it out there into the chip van. And here's where this gets a little different as compared to a whole tree chipper. This is our flail motor, and on this model, old model 23, this is main concern is your flails. It's got an upper one and a lower one. So you have belts that run from your twin disc clutch back there to that one, and then another belt that runs down to the bottom one. So these are all spinning when you're going, and most important thing is it runs your air conditioning and your heat come off from this motor too. Other than that, that's all that this motor does. On the new chipper, it's totally different, and I'll be running that next week. So if you want me to make a video, in-depth video on that, it's totally different than this chipper. It's producing the same product. It's just maybe better designed, bigger, badder, faster, longer, wider, heavier. That thing's a beast. So we always call this one our little chipper because it's not nearly as big as the one over there. So that's how it kind of works. Jump up here. Then that's your first upper feed wheel right here. It's connected to this cylinder. That goes up and down, and you can press it on the wood to push it through the chipper. And then there's your cab. It's just your normal controls. I guess if you haven't seen it, we'll get in there real quick. But it's run off all joysticks. And 6 buttons, the trigger on each one. And then it's got some more buttons and stuff over here for your feed wheels. And air conditioning heater unit there. That's just, like I said, the new one's totally different, but this is kind of how this one runs. Your throttles are right there, your stabilizers are right there. This is all redesigned compared to the way it was from Morbark. This has all been switched over, upgraded, and it is so nice not to have a foot swing. They upgraded all that. So the chipper that's getting rebuilt in the shop right now will be just about the exact same as this one. There's just a few little minor changes that this one has that the other one doesn't. One of them is it doesn't have the outer bearing on that twin disc, and then the conveyor on that old one's about a foot wider. It's real wide. And there's some changes in here that we talked about last time that were better. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. Let's go over, I'll show you where the whole point of this whole chipper is. The whole meat and gravy is. That's the fuel tank, Scotty. But we got chains here. We'll get in here real quick. Oh, come on. We got in here the other day. Barely used any? Oh. You gotta move this. Stop popped off on that thing. Put the bolt back in it. So here's what we're dealing with in here. These chains are hooked on the outside out there to your drums. And these are spinning in here. And the whole purpose is when that tree comes through here, it hits all these chains here in the lower drum here, and then hits that curtain chain. That doesn't move. That's just there to knock stuff off, to knock all your excess bark, leaves, limbs, and knock it all down there, so that when that tree is going through here, it's just the tree, no bark. And that's the whole purpose. I need to add chain here tomorrow. They'll take a big long chain, and occasionally them fly off and they ride a tree, ride past that, and they will get into the knives, and that's a mess. We've made videos about that, but that's what the chain question was, what we're doing out here. So it's pretty simple, but it's just a little bit different than a whole tree. So if you're running a whole tree chipper, which the majority of them are, you don't have any of this. You just got your disc right here and a feed wheels. So when you run a flail, you have to add this whole section, which puts you overweight and over width. But that's kind of how it works, and that's what we're trying to do. So it just adds the conveyor. Like I said, it just adds everything back here compared to a whole tree. A lot more maintenance, but we're making a quality chip. All of our loads, not all of them, they inspect our loads daily to make sure they're good. So that's kind of how it works. So this obviously goes up and down. The bottom one stays where it's at. And yeah, that's kind of the whole design of this flail. The new one's much more complicated. You know, this is around a 1994, so when you're dealing with a 1994, stuff's pretty simple. A few electric over hydraulic stuff, not a whole lot. The new one, you run a lot of electrics, got computers on it, all that jazz, which it is nice to have, but when it messes up, it's no fun. But it's just one of them learning curves you have to learn. And we've been learning it, and it's been working out good for us. But that 2755, she'll put out some wood, but let's be real honest. We had Scotty working today, keeping up with us. It was not easy keeping up with us today. We were rolling wood out, so actually we just need more trucks. That's the problem we got now. So that's kind of how this chipper works. And you got feed wheels in here. That upper feed wheel's got a motor back there that's hooked to a couple hydraulic lines, and kind of how it works. This is your motor right here, and then your feed wheels down there. It allows that to go up and down so that you're kind of get all that to work. So it's just kind of video walk around of the Morbark, because a lot of people, I was starting to get a lot of questions on how it all works, and that's kind of how it works. After you run it for a while, it's just no big deal. The new one was a little bit of a challenge to figure out, get used to, growing pains, but we got that one dialed in now. And the other one at the shop, that's going to get dialed into. We'll have that baby. The other one at the shop's the original. That's the Mike got from Morbark. This one he got down south years and years ago. But this has the separator. The new chipper doesn't have that. The new chipper has the augers underneath it that go past up into here, and then all the stuff that blows out right here, all this stuff here that you don't want in your chips, that just falls down and then goes out to your conveyor. And the new one here, it's shooting stuff way out there all the time and hitting the skidder, and it's like I said, this one will make a beautiful chip. So I mean, that's a little bit of Mama Gilliard there, or whatever, however you want to call it. Everybody says it different, but it's a little darker. So anywho, boys over there, we'll get some video of this. Like I said, I got a video tomorrow of running this thing. I don't even know what I got, but yeah. But this one's been upgraded since I started running it. We had some. It was in rough shape, and then it got rebuilt. You had to run up there and start that motor, and then run it with a bungee cord, and start this motor up there and run it with a bungee cord. And this one's been, the electrics have been gone through, and the hydraulics have been gone through. It's not like a brand new one. That's where a lot of people get confused. It's rebuilt pretty darn good, but there is a lot of hoses and stuff that, I mean, are near original, and so it's not perfect, but as long as we keep every day making better stuff, we've changed stuff on this that Mike said he should have did a long time ago, and we're just always trying to dial it in a little better, make better chips, and make more bark. That's what we're trying to do. Keep the mill happy, cardboard happy, and we're going to keep ordering from Amazon. That's all I do anymore. But no, that's how it works. You got your air compressor there to change your knives, and it's starting to rain and thunder and lightning.